Hello there people, this is Bruce Cool or nintenbruce here, back again to give you a few more hints and tips on Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Decade Duels Plus. And this time we're up against Simon in the preliminary rounds and his Naturia deck. Now, Naturias, if you don't already know, the monsters themselves are actually quite weak in comparison to, other archetypes, but their effects, especially when they start accumulating on the field, are pretty horrible and it can lock you down if you're not careful. Going through his deck already, actually, one thing to note is he runs a lot of monsters. He's got 27 monsters in all, and that does mean that he won't be able to set a lot of stuff in the back row, spell and trap wise. So that's not to say don't worry about his back row, but he doesn't have an awful lot to retaliate with, especially if you're a spell and trap heavy person yourself. Now, with that, if negation is a thing that you're worried about, he does have Heavy Storm and Giant Trunade, as do most people, along with Mystical Space Typhoon. He's actually got nothing, though, to negate you apart from monster effects, so as long as there's not a monster effect that's going to affect you, then go crazy on the spell and traps. He, trap-wise, does have a Mirror Force and 3 Spiritual Earth Art Kurogane. With that, when it's activated, he tributes an Earth monster, and then you can special summon a level 4 or lower Earth monster from the graveyard, except the one he just tributed. Now, the things that can't get around is Lightning Vortex, Torrential Tribute, any sort of mass effects like that, essentially, which is nice. It's very, very nice, so definitely play those, I would say. Something else I would definitely play is Skill Drain. His searches would still activate in the graveyard, so he runs 3 Giant Rats, 3 Howling Insects, and 3 Naturia Cliffs. For those of you that don't know Naturia Cliff, special summon a level 4 Naturia monster when it's sent from the field to the graveyard. But yeah, once the monsters are out, it's all about whether their effects are going to, hamper you or not. So ignoring his searches, rather, beasties to watch out for are Naturia Horneedle, especially as that's got a glitch on Decade Duels Plus, where once that's out, you can special summon the monster, but if he chooses to negate, he doesn't have to tribute a Naturia beast like Naturia Horneedle says. It's just something built into the game, so be careful of that. Going into nasty effects, actually, we'll go for Naturia Barkion, which you see already out there, and Naturia Beast. Naturia Barkion, you can remove any 2 cards from the graveyard to negate a trap card, and Naturia Beast is to discard 2 cards from the deck to the graveyard to negate a spell card. So once both of those are out, you're going to have an extremely tough time being able to play anything. In fact, it's almost game over unless you've got any decent monster effects like Raikou Lightsworn Hunter. So try not to let him sync up, although it can be quite difficult. Something I would definitely play against him is Ally of Justice Catastor, as just like Kevin from the Ancient Gears, he only runs Earth types. Which means Catastor will destroy every one of his monsters, and in fact that would stop his searches activating, so if you run that, then definitely bring it out as soon as possible and wreak all sorts of havoc. His other sort of support cards, he's got Burden of the Mighty, which yes can be a pain, not for Ally of Justice Catastor, but there you go. And he's also got United We Stand, which can be a nasty surprise, but that's neither here nor there. Other than that, it's, like I say, it's all about his effects really. He's got things which can reduce your attack and defense, he's got things which can boost his attack and defense. So Naturia Dragonfly, that's another nasty one to watch out for in the late game, mid to late game. It's got 1200 attack, and it gains 200 attack for each Naturia monster in the graveyard. On top of that, you can't run over it by battle if you've got 2000 attack or more, so be very, very careful of that. Other than that, a lot of his other monsters are quite weak, like Naturia Fruitfly, Naturia Antjaw. I would definitely run, like I say, Skill Drain, Torrential Tribute, Lightning Vortex, Dimensional Prison as well, that's another good one to use against him. Other than that, just run a decent beatdown. There's not a lot more I can say than that. I mean, take for example this deck I'm using here, the Spirits, 2600 attack, he's not getting over that anytime soon. Same with the 2800. If you run a removal deck, that's also good, that would stop his searches. And although he doesn't do an awful lot of special summoning, it might be enough to warrant an anti-meta deck. So say like Thunder King Ryu, Fossil Dragon, Packer, whatever its name is, I do forget the name. I'm just reading things off here that can help. As long as you're not going to end up sticking yourself in a situation where you let him swarm the field, then you're going to be just fine. So I think that about covers it now. So pop your comments in the section below. Let me know your thoughts, or pop down any other hints and tips that you think might help. And yeah, until next time, guys, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you again there. Can't even speak. Oh, I messed that up proper. Whatever. Enjoy the rest of the game, guys. You take care, and I will see you again very, very soon.
Cleared for landing.